Hello everybody, it's Amit Peled here. Normally you see me on videos playing the cello, conducting an orchestra, giving a lesson, sometimes talking about the cello, about music. But today is different. Today I want to talk about something else, about the person behind the cello, behind the music. Many of you have known me through the years playing, making music around the world, engaging, communicating with you guys mostly through music. But there's always a voice behind it. And that voice is me, Amit from Israel. Israel is going through hell these days. And I'm so sad, both as Israeli and as American, to witness the hate, the brainwashed views that people have against Israel, against my beloved country. So just to put it straight, without just putting videos of other people. Jewish people have been in that land, in Israel, for more than 3,000 years. You can see on the screen, I'll put now 2 coins that were found in Jerusalem. In Jerusalem, our holy capital city, 3,000 years ago. Thousands of years before the Islam was even created. We've been there all through that time. Yes, there were empires who kicked us out, but always there were Jewish people on the ground. Through the years, it's true, other people came in and out that land. In the end of the 19th century, beginning of 20th century, the Ottoman Empire, the Turkish Empire, if you would like, colonized that part of the world as well as many other parts of the world. And during that time, many Jewish people started to come back to this land. While they came back, there were also other people there, Arab people, Muslims, and also Christians. Christians Arab, Muslim Arabs, who lived there along peacefully with the Jewish people. In 1917, the British colonized Israel, and England controlled that land until 1948, where the United Nations made a decision to give 2 pieces of land out of Israel, one to the Jewish people and one to the Arab people. But guess what? Exactly a day after that declaration, not only the Arabs in Israel, but the Arabs all around Israel, in all the countries around, have decided to start a war against Israel. Yes, a war. So what was a quarter of the country for us, and we were happily receiving it, became bigger because a war started against us. And with the will of God, I can only say, we managed to win and to establish our country. Within Israel living more than 2 million Arabs, Israeli Arabs, who are equal to us. They vote to the parliament, they're part of the parliament. We have a Supreme Court judge who is Arab. Many of my fellow musicians are Arabs. I have many friends. And there are also Palestinians, what the world would like to say Palestinians. They live in Gaza and in the West Bank. And guess what? Since the Oslo Agreement in the 90s of last century, we wanted to give them a land, the 2-state solution, which me and many of my fellow artists and fellow Israelis believed in. But Yasser Arafat, who led them at the beginning, did not want it. He decided to choose violence. In 2005, Israel decided to leave Gaza, the Gaza Strip. So for all of you guys who do not understand, Israel hasn't been controlling Gaza since 2005. The Palestinians had election. They chose Hamas. And instead of becoming what could be a Singapore, a beautiful, beautiful country with beaches and with economical success, they decided terror. They wanted more. They declare it, they say it. We would like Israel to be from the sea to the river, to the Jordan River. Guys, when they say that, please wake up and understand. I know many of you outside in the world. Do you really think that the 10 million citizens of Israel will go where? Where? So we wanted to give them a state, the two-state solution. Yitzhak Rabin, Shimon Peres. I was lucky in the army service to play in the string quartet and to play for Rabin and Peres many, many times. I admire them, and I admired with ED that solution. However, on October 7, a few weeks ago, thousands of Palestinian Hamas soldiers marched into Israel and butchered our people, 1,400 people. They cut them to pieces. They put a baby in the oven. They cut a pregnant woman. They not only did that, they made sure to take videos of it so the world can see. Now, there are still people who don't believe it. Rightfully, how can you believe that humans can do that to other humans? However, it did happen, guys. It did happen. We all know, we Israelis all know people who were in that massacre. How do you want us to respond to this as a country after, in 48, agreeing to the United Nations cut of the country to basically not two pieces, quarter for us, 3/4 for them, and receiving a war from them. In the 90s, with the Oslo Agreement, deciding that there will be two-state solution according to the 67 border lines. And then in 2005, realizing they don't want it, leaving Gaza Strip, leaving it to them, with a border to Egypt, and their wish to do whatever they can to make it a successful country. No, they took all the money, created tunnels, developed their terror missions, and yes, the people of Gaza did know about it. They did vote for it. After this massacre, I don't think we, the Israeli, can stay silent anymore. And Israel has to retaliate. Israel has to show in that region that this is our country. It's our only country. What do you want us to do? To go to the sea like they want us? We wanted to give them a state. They don't want it. They want us all dead. It even said in their, like I talk like a musician, in their manuscript, it says, kill all the Jews. We're talking about animals. I mean, how could they do that? And when they came back to Gaza with the 242 kidnapped, innocent babies, old people, innocent women, you saw the photos, you saw the footage from Gaza of thousands of people cheering, spitting on those innocent people. How can this be done? Can you imagine that being done in your neighborhood, in your country, and you getting the response from the world that you need proportional response to it, that you need to understand the suffering of those people now? Guys, do you remember the Second World War when England bombed Dresden? Did anybody ask about the kids in Dresden and how they felt after what the Germans did to the world? Did any American ask what is happening in Japan after Pearl Harbor and nuking 2 cities in Japan? I'm not saying this is the best way to deal with life, to have wars, but sometimes there are good reasons to start a war, and this is the time. Yes, I promise to go back to make good music and to use a cello as my voice. But I did want you to hear it and not just to see the videos and the propaganda and the brainwashed. We are people and we were butchered. So many of us were killed on October 7 after giving many opportunities to the Palestinians to live peacefully next to us. So right now, we're going to use our force, our power, our belief in ourselves in order to keep our country safe. And who knows, maybe in a generation or 2 or 3, there will be time to talk about peace. But right now, guys, try to put yourself in our position. Try to understand.